I sell them on a carry. I don't rent them because I'm not going to babysit some bitch. You know what I mean? Hello?
Hey, this is
Yes,
Hey, what's up, man? This is Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin Cho.
Huh?
Hey, I'll get straight to the point. Avenue here in Buckeye, you already sold that 4 years ago, right?
Yep. Something like that, I guess.
Yeah, you sold it on seller finance though, right? Like you hold a paper?
The one,
Yeah.
is that the one up on the side of the hill?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, I sold that, and then they paid me out of it.
So that house has been you already cashed out.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of seller finance deals out here? I'm like local mom and pop. I buy one seller finance deals a month.
I don't have any. I don't have anything out there now in the Buckeye area, Rainbow Valley area.
I buy just about in Arizona, like Yuma, Tucson, Maricopa County.
Um, right now, I don't think I have anything. I mean, we had like 52 properties, and I think they're all been tied up now.
You got 52 houses, and all of them are rented, and you're not really looking to sell any of them at the moment.
Well, I sell them on a carry. I don't rent them because I'm not going to babysit some bitch. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I just sell them on a carries, and they don't pay me. I just take it back.
Yeah.
And
I
right now we don't have anything.
Yeah, like all the so I build 30 unit portfolio here in Phoenix just on seller carry, and all the houses I bought are on sold on seller carry. So which is the reason why I reach out to people like you who have portfolio that you're looking to sell, and if you're looking to sell it on seller carry, like love to get some first dibs and see what kind of terms you're looking for.
Yeah. Like I say, right now I'm not buying any properties right now. I'm waiting for the market to crash. There's also got to. It can't keep doing what I was doing. So I'm gonna do like I did before. Wait for it to crash and get all I can and do it again.
I'm not looking for you to buy. I'm looking for you to sell because I'm buying. I'm the one buying.
Yeah. Well, I understand that. I'm not gonna say right now I don't have anything.
Yeah.
I think because the last one we got it tied up like I don't know 2 months ago. So, but I have a lot of people that want to buy. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like that's the biggest thing is financing and whatnot. So.
Well, so just so I know, for you, what kind of down payment and interest do you look for, so that when we do end up working together, I make sure to have the money aside.
I usually get like 20% up front.
Okay.
And then I was getting 10%, but right now I think that's gonna probably go up. And that's usually the neighborhood we're at. And then I have them sign. I'll tell you, if they don't sign a deed in lieu,
Okay.
contract,
Yeah.
then I up the 20% to like 30% or up now more, depending on the value of the property, because it costs so much to go through a foreclosure process.
Right.
That I shouldn't have to pay for because they're deadbeat, so I make them either sign the deed in lieu with a contract. So if they don't pay me, I don't take shit to get it back.
Right. Smart. So you were asking for 10% down, and now you're up to 20%.
Yeah, 10% interest.
Oh, 10% interest.
Yeah.
Oh wow. What kind of balloon do you have? Like 10 years, 20 years?
No, it's a 30-year contract I do with them.
Okay, yeah. You don't want to balloon them out because somebody's paying 10%.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
What am I going to do with a bunch of money, a bunch of cash? I'm going to find something to do with it.
I'm curious now. What do you do with all your cash? You just buy real estate and stuff?
Yeah, I buy real estate, but we own other businesses and we have some trusts. But what are you going to do with cash? You got to go buy something right now. You're going to pay way too much for it. So you value the cash value of your dollar because of the inflation.
Right.
Now you got to put it back into land or something to hold value. Well, what's that?
Man, wait. So do you buy your houses all cash and you sell it on seller finance, or you take over mortgage payments and then you sell it on like wraparound, or how do you do that?
Well, I've had my best. Most, hardly anybody has their land paid for. I mean, all of ours is paid for, but hardly anybody has land that's paid for, has property that's paid for. And they can't sell it any cheaper than what they owe on it, and they usually owe more than what it's worth.
Right, right. So you,
Actual cash. And my biggest, where I made most of my deals at was buying them from the bank.
oh, you buy them like REO?
Yeah, I buy repossessed property from the bank because the bank they want to get them all out of they want to get them out of off their system because it hurts. They have to answer the stockholders and the government and everything else or have them on their books, and it hurts their bottom line and what they can do. So they'll give them to you pretty cheap just to get them off their books. But whenever people are buying, you're competing against them, so the value goes up. But whenever the economy's tanking and houses ain't worth anything, then we picked up $300,000 houses for $75,000. So
You still do that right now?
right now, there's not really anything right now you can get like that because as long as they're financing them, and whether people can afford them or not, it's not going to bring the values on to come down.
Wow. Wow. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. So what? So you buy them cash. You put some renovation into it. You do refinance, and then you sell.
I don't do anything to them.
Oh, you just sell it as is.
I buy them and I sell them as is. I mean, have you been doing this for a while?
So yeah, I've done a couple of this. So what I do is there's two ways I acquire houses. One, I take over the mortgage payment sometimes, or I buy them on seller finance. Most of the time, like in the beginning, I would just sell it back on seller finance. So like the last few deals I've done, like last year, I took over mortgage payment at like 3.5. I sold it on seller finance like you at like 7.9%. I got like 15% down or something like that.
Yeah, you wrapped it, yeah.
So
I'll give you an example. I took my realtor out one day. We went like that in one neighborhood, and there were 7 houses that were listed in that one neighborhood. And I told my realtor, I said, we'll make an offer of $24,775 on each house. And she told me, well, you're not going to get these that cheap. I said, well, just make the offer. Let's see where we're at, And so she did. And I got a call back like 3 days later from her, and she says, well, this one finance company, mortgage company, had 3 of them that's on that listing, but they had 4 in that neighborhood. And they said if I'd take off that, but it wasn't on the listing yet. If I take all 4 of them, they let me have them for $25,000 a piece.
oh wow.
Yeah, so I bought all 4 of them. And we were, and my wife was like, well, what are we going to do with this? I said, the worst thing's going to happen is we live out in the desert in a Walmart tent eating rattlesnakes and rabbits. Who gives a shit? But, and it wasn't even 9 days later, I sold one house for $96,000 cash. But,
wow.
So, and that's what I was saying to you is, you don't make your money on selling it, you make your money on buying it. But if you can find out a way, and that's what I tell my family, if you can find out a way to get control of an asset that somebody else pays for, and you get all the benefits of it in the long run, do it every time you can. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
If you can go buy a house and your monthly cost on it is $500, and you can get somebody to give you $1,500 a month for it, do it. Because somebody else is paying for your asset. You're making money and somebody else is paying for it. And when you're dealing with, my experience of dealing with owner carries is I can buy a house. I go ahead and buy a house off the market over here, and in today's market, and I can pay going market rate for it. And
because you buy them so cheap?
Well, no, I didn't buy it so cheap. I'm just trying to give you an example of society. All right. Now, a family has two working parents that have the good jobs and this and that, they can go down to the mortgage company and get a loan. Usually, if they took care of the credit. Most people don't have that.
Right.
You still have a two working family, you still have this, but their credit's tanked and they can't get financing. So if the house is normally the market value on it, say $200,000, $250,000, I can get $325 for it on an owner carry at 10% interest.
Right.
I just put a balloon payment at the end of their 30 years, to take care of it. So I get all the interest, all the free money. I just created a market that created value of the house that's not there, so I got that money coming.
Yeah.
And it just does nothing to make money. And that's what they do. And if that market goes up, and their credit gets better, they go finance me out of it. But if they do it too soon, I have a clause in the contract that they got to pay me.
What's your prepayment penalty? Like 5 years and like points and stuff?
What's that?
What's your prepayment penalty?
My prepayment penalty, I give them. It depends on what kind of deal I work on, but most of them like 7 years. They pay me off for 7 years, and I get like 8% of the remaining balance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
I don't want them paying me off. I'd rather have the 2% interest. I don't need the cash. I don't have a lavish lifestyle. I'm not making payments on everything I got to pay for, so I don't need the money. It's just, I just,
Wow. What's the lowest interest rate that you sold it at? Like 10% is the lowest you go?
No. Somebody said, somebody give me more money down, I lower the interest rate.
So when you were selling these on owner carry, how do you go about the usury law? Because when the rates were like 3 or 4%, you're selling them for 10%. Isn't it like 2% above the going rate or something like that?
2% above what?
Isn't the usury law is 2% above the going APR? So if you sold it like 2021 on owner carry, when the rates were at 3 to 4%, you charge them 10%. How do you go around that?
Because I don't belong to banking commission. Now, if you look at the laws are, okay, if you go out and a person comes up to you and says, hey, I want you to loan me the money to buy that house over there. Well, now, you gotta, in order to do that, you gotta belong to the banking commission legally, okay? But if you own that house, if you own it, it's in your name, and you sell it, they got no control, they got no say-so over you. You can charge, 75% interest you can get out of them. I mean, all it is, the maximum is I think in Arizona, it's like 30%. I don't know what it is now. But, like if you go buy a used car, they can't charge you any more than this. And, that's because they belong to the banking commission. You have to file with the banking commission because they didn't own that house when they sold it. They just loaned money for the purchase of it. So you have to own the house to be able to do what I do. You have to actually take ownership of it.
I see.
That's a loophole.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you, man. I'm trying to do what you're trying to do, and you're doing it at such a massive scale than I am. Love to learn.
Well, when I started doing this, I had to go out and find me a hard lender. Yeah. And I got a really good relationship with that person. As a matter of fact, he got mad at me because I was making more money than he was because he was charging me interest. And he says, well, why don't you, give me a piece of the pie. I said, what do you mean? And he said, well, I'd like to share some of that money you're making. And so I'm looking at him and I'm like, okay, this is my bread and butter guy. When I first started doing this, I'm like, okay, well, I have this much of the pie, but I have no pie because you can tell me, well, I'm not going to need more money then,
Right.
And I had a hard lender, so he charged. So that's how I got started. But once we started making money, I didn't need no more.
How long you been doing this for, seller finance stuff?
The owner carry, we that's about 2002, 2003.
2002 and 2003.
Yeah.
Wow, impressive.
Yeah. But back then, you could buy them houses really cheap. You know, whenever we started doing it, we got them really cheap, and there's a lot of them at the bank. The banks were begging you to buy them.
Wow.
And the market got really good. 2005, 2006, and we had like 30 of them, and we started selling them off because we were making like $100,000 on each house, and it was like, then the market changed, and then we started buying again when it bottomed out. And now I'm getting old, and it's too much of a headache. So I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it again or not.
All right. Well, I appreciate you. Appreciate you letting me pick your brain for a little bit. One day I'll get to a point where I have all these houses and just sell them on seller finance. But at the moment, in this season of my life, I'm more looking to buy on seller finance. I mean, I've got some 0% seller finance notes on my portfolio, and I'm like, I'll never sell those till the day I die. You know.
Yeah, anytime you can find something, an asset, I don't care what it is, and you can get somebody else to pay for it, and you keep control of it. That's what you got. You know, you're gonna make money.
Right.
Yeah. So. All right.
All right. Hey. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye. All right. But this was an interesting call because it's interesting because he knows what he's doing. Which this is a thing that I'm talking about with everyone that's interested in calling seller finance deals. Like, you guys see like how the conversation flows very naturally, right? I'm not working with a stupid homeowner that's like in foreclosure, that's trying to babysit them. He's like, dude, he literally said, I don't need any more cash. I don't have a lavish lifestyle, right? So I straight up asked him, hey, how much is down payment you want? He goes, 20%. Okay, what interest do you want? 10%. Do you have a balloon? No balloon. 7-year prepayment penalty. Like, you're working with someone that already knows what he's doing, and honestly, I could have gone off the phone call with him probably, 5 minutes into the call, because I know that he's not a good fit, but I decided to stay on the phone calls just to prove my case that, hey, you're working with a very sophisticated seller, right? Like, I started buying them 2002 and 2003, like seller finance, he's doing a wrap, essentially. He's buying them cash from REO. He doesn't even renovate them, and he just sells them on seller finance. So if he buys them $25,000 for this in this case, and he sold it for like $98,000 cash, like that's more of like a flip. But then if he buys them cash and he sells it on seller finance, he can charge with the premium. So even if the house is worth 100, he can charge 135,000 because he's offering financing options for these sellers. So I mean, for these buyers, he knows he knows the demographics of these people. He said, yeah, you have a working family, 2 parents, 2 income, but they go to the bank and their credit is not good. They can't qualify for a bank. So I literally just, and those are the people that I go after. Like, you guys heard it on the phone that that's what he's going after. Super smart. Likelihood of me doing a deal with him, not very likely, because number one, I'm not trying to buy a house on seller finance, 10% interest rate. Nor am I willing to put down 20%, right? Another thing that I wanted to emphasize is, he said he wants no balloon, and I totally understand why he wouldn't want any balloon, right? If you're seller financing at 10% interest rate, why would you ever want somebody to pay you off? You're making 10% return on your entire asset, right? So let's do the math. If I use an amortization schedule, and let's just say I sell a house for $350,000 for easy math, and I charge 10% interest rate. I'm selling a $350,000 house, and I'm making $1.1 million over the course of the year, right? So he's paying. So whoever's buying it is paying twice the amount in interest rate, on interest, than they are on the actual house. They're buying the house for $350,000 at 10%. Over the course of 30 years, that buyer will pay $755,000 on interest. Why would the homeowner want anybody to pay that off? Joey says 10% with no balloon is almost like setting them up for failure. I mean, if the buyer wants to pay 10%, they can pay 10%, right? Nobody's forcing anybody to buy. I mean, if that's the term that he wants, and if somebody wants to pay, then they pay. There's nothing. You're not setting anyone for failure. It's interesting because this was the 4th dial, and the first one I mean, the last three didn't pick up, and the first one and the fourth one, we had such a good conversation. Was anybody like, did he say, you're the 17th person that called me today? There's literally nobody working on this list, which is the perfect reason why I love doing stuff like this. Hey guys, I'm very excited to announce that I will be hosting my very first creative finance workshop here in Scottsdale, Arizona, August 2nd and August 3rd. And as you guys know, my entire business is around creative finance. So my real estate attorney will be there. All my business partners will be there, and I will be there as you know, obviously the one hosting the event. And I'll be giving away the seller finance list that everybody's raving about. So guys, you do not want to miss it. Go to creativefinanceworkshop.com and I'll see you there. Oh, it's calling me back. Hello?
Hey, just got a missed call.
Hey, yeah, this is right?
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, brother? It's Kevin.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, man. Hey, I'm coming from California. I'm kind of done with the California stuff here, and I'm looking to move to Scottsdale. And I was just kind of looking at all the houses that were sold in like the Scottsdale area, and like I think you sold a house on Avenue not too long ago. Yeah. So here's the thing is, I have about $100,000 to $120,000 cash, and I would love to with the interest rate where it's at right now. I think I'm kind of capped on the house that I'm looking for. I don't think I can afford it with the interest rate. And was this house sold in seller finance by any chance? Yeah.
Yeah, it was done with the seller financing.
Yeah. Do you think I could find something like that with like 120,000, maybe 150,000? I mean, 150 is like the highest I can go.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've been coming across them a little more than normal with these higher interest rates. So yeah, I mean, are you an agent? Are you just looking? Are you needing help? I mean, I'd love to help you find that.
Yeah. No, I am an investor. I am not an agent, but I just buy like I'm like a mom and pop investor out back in California. But you know, I'm trying to see if I can move my portfolio over here, just because I could probably double my portfolio and don't have to go through all that crap.
Sure. Yeah, tell me what you're looking for, if you're real specific, or if you're open-minded on where at in Scottsdale or what you're trying to get. And but yeah, I think seller financing with the down like that, with 100 to 120, 125 down, I think you should be able to definitely find something without a doubt.
Okay. With 100 grand, like would I be able to buy something like Avenue? I know that's like a 3.2. I don't know how much they put down. Like was 100 grand enough?
It just depends on the terms. Honestly, it's more than just the down. The down, I would say if you're going to do it, you're going to need at least 100 down. 1 to 150 probably would be best, but it just depends on the terms. If you're looking for the seller to carry it for 30 years, you're probably not going to find that, but you can probably find a seller to carry it, for 3 to 7 years, maybe 10, depending on the seller. It just depends on the terms that you're looking to get at the end of the day.
Okay, got it. What was the?
And then the interest, in my experience lately, the interest-only payments aren't working. You're going to have to pay. You're going to want to pay. Taxes, insurance altogether. Kind of like a standardized. I get a lot of people that are like, oh, I only want to pay interest only on a seller carry. Well, most sellers aren't going to go for that now, but they will. They will entertain seller carry options without a doubt.
Yeah. I mean, I bought 4 houses on seller finance back here in California, and the process was so much easier. It's like I don't have to go through all the banks, and I can just go straight into seller financing, and it's like literally the note was 3 pages.
Yeah, no, it's nice. It's a great way to go if as long as you find the right seller and you guys agree on the right terms. Without a doubt, it streamlines everything. Seller's happy. I think it just comes down to presenting yourself as the buyer in the best way possible. Showing that proof of funds, showing that history or financial backing that a seller's going to want to see if they're going to carry a note. So But it sounds like you've done it and you can do that. But yeah, I think without a doubt you can find something here in Scottsdale to get you going with a seller carry without a doubt.
Yeah, it's funny because the 4 houses that I already bought on seller finance back in California, all 4 of them came from the same seller. So I'm curious now if the homeowner that you represented on, do you know if they have anything else or?
I've got a lot of clients that have stuff, so I'll tell you what. I'll do some digging. If you want to send me an email and give me a little bit about yourself, and I can maybe send some options your way and see if anything works out.
Okay. What
are you looking as a primary? Are you looking at
this
just a rental? Are you moving? What are you trying to do?
This one will be primary, I would love for it. I don't want any cheap stuff. If it's something that I'm gonna live in, then it's something that I'm going to put money and time and energy into, right? So, like I have rentals here in like I have a couple duplexes in Mesa. I have a couple here in West Phoenix, like close to Maryvale area, and those are like 350, 400,000. But like this one up in Scottsdale, like I want it to be at least 750 to 800. I don't think I'll go upwards of $1 million because at that point it's a little too much for me. But
no, yeah, that's definitely findable. I'm seeing owner carry options on those price points, without a doubt.
Yeah, right. So yeah, if you can ask your seller on the Virginia Avenue if they have anything else that they would consider selling on seller finance. I don't know how much a down payment that person require, but I'm pretty sure with $100,000 and 120, I could do something.
Okay, well, yeah, great. If you have an email, send me an email as well, or text me your email, and I'll do some digging for you.
Perfect. Yeah, sounds good.
All right, I'll get on it, and thanks for the call, and I'll be in touch.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye. I wasn't able to get out how much the down payment was, but I'm pretty sure it was $100,000, and he was like, "Yeah, with $100,000, you can easily find something." And also, a lot of people hate me for it, but that wasn't necessarily the truth, right? Like, I am from California, that's correct. I am buying houses here in Phoenix, that is also correct. But I'm not actively looking for a primary. Like I live in an apartment here in Arcadia, Scottsdale area. I'm very happy. I live in a luxury apartment, and I'm very happy where I'm at. But if a zero money down, 0% interest rate in Scottsdale came up fully furnished, I would definitely move in a heartbeat. So there's a truth, there's hint of truth, and there's hint of white lie, right? So guys, don't always feel like you have to tell the truth. Don't always feel like you have to say I've done X amount of deals, right? Like a lot of the entire conversation, you can the entire conversation you can sense that I was pretty confident. Like you knew I was doing. The agent knew what I was doing. Along the way, I say, hey, I have a couple of houses in Maryvale, West Phoenix. I have a couple of houses in Mesa. Like I'm setting the credibility by referencing local areas, right? Michael says, how come lie? I'm just wondering. It's because you want to be able to please the other person, right? Like the agent wants to work with a credible person, right? And I set the credibility by saying, hey, I have houses here in Phoenix, and I have houses down in Chandler, Mesa, Gilbert, all these things. And at the end of the day, those lies don't hurt anybody. Those lies don't, it's like his day would move on. But at the end of the day, I want to be able to get the information that I want out of him, right? I said, hey, I have about $100,000 to $120,000 that ready for deployment. And then like at that right at that point, I'm his client that has the money and that he wants to serve me. He wants to help me. But if I say, hey, I have $20,000 and I want to buy a house in Scottsdale on seller finance, do you think he will stay on the call for 6 minutes and 30 seconds? He will hang up right away, right? So like I want to be able to get more information out of him by presenting myself as if I'm his ideal client, right? It's like when you sell something on Facebook Marketplace, and someone's like, hey, I have $10. I'm I'm like, dude, I'm selling my iPhone for $200, and you're saying I have $10. Like, you hang up the phone right away. There's no reason for you to be on that phone call, right? So you wanna categorize yourself as an ideal buyer, ideal person to do business with, and yeah. But I never put in a situation where he's putting in all the work, and and I'm not buying, and I will buy if it's a good deal. Like if it's a 0% seller finance deal, heck yeah, why not? So that is one lead that we got out of. So Loan says, hi Cam, I'm new. I never done a deal. How do they work with people that they never have experience yet? You just say my partner and I. It's literally that. My partner and I have done X amount of deals, right? I wanna give this away. It's takeovermortgages.com. This is a website that I've done a bunch of deals. This is a website that has all the deals that I've done. It hasn't been updated in like 2 months. But guys, these are all the deals that I have done. I have a settlement statements for it, and I have I have all the, these are the deals that my transaction coordinator has touched. So if you just say my partner Kevin and I have done a deal, and if you want to see all the deals that my partner and I have done, go to takeovermortgages.com. I will back you up. Loan, hey, I will back you up. You just say, hey, I'm partners with Kevin, and if you want to see the deals that I have done with him, here are the deals that I've done with him. And if you want to schedule a call with me and the agent, I will hop on the phone call with the agent and say, hey, I have done deals with Loan. Yeah, he looked like, she's some deals she's more involved in, some deals she's not. But I have the settlement statement to back it up. So anybody that needs to use this as a leverage to use for their credibility, please use it. Takeovermortgages.com. Go to takeovermortgages.com. It's a credibility website that I spend money out of my pocket to give it to you guys, and I want everybody to use it as a helping hand. Okay, so